So I mentioned to my family that I'm in the process of reclaiming my vegetable garden, which had gone completely fallow since I started working again 7 years ago. Anyway, I thought I'd make you a little video, guys, specifically for Marianne Miller and Melba Thrift and my lovely sisters, Susan and Angie, and their lovely daughters, Gabrielle and Valerie. So you can see my blackberries are coming along nicely. Looks like we're going to have plenty of lovely blackberries this spring. There's my tomato plants. You can see that they're ginormous. In a minute, we're going to go in there and look a little closer. So I've spent about an hour working out here this morning, and this is kind of what I end up looking like, soaking wet. But it's good exercise, and quarantine has been good to me so far. I've dropped about 17 pounds from doing this as my exercise. So you can see I have a raised bed arrangement, mostly because I'm old and it's killing my back to try to do stuff in the ground anymore. And I decided a while back, just a few weeks ago, that I was going to pave the pathways between the boxes with pave stones because it's just a lot nicer than having muddy messes in there. So I started out with 85 pave stones, and I've put in that row and this entire row back here, all the way down this walkway. And I had to dig out about 4 inches of dirt that the chickens had flung out into the pathways, so it wasn't just laying the pave stones down, it was digging out the dirt. You can see right here, this pathway I haven't started on, and it's completely full and up halfway up the side of the box, which is a 6-inch box with dirt that the darn chickens kicked out everywhere. So here's my tomato plants. There's the chicken coop back there. And there's my husband. I don't know what he's doing. There's my 2 baby tomato trees. Hi, Dad. What are you doing? They're petunias. Are you going to put some bloom buster in them? Okay. Bye. He can't do anything without me telling him how to do it. It's kind of a rule around here. So here's my peach trees, the baby peach trees. And here's the one, there I have 2 from 2 years ago. And it looks like we do have just a few peaches this year, not too many, but they're brand new trees, so I wouldn't have expected too many, and I didn't cull them very well, so I've got too many peaches on this really young tree. I need to get rid of a few of them right now. But anyway, so we will have a few peaches, so that means that my famous peach jelly will be back before too long, probably next year. This thing is the bane of my existence. It is a weed that grows up inside my chocolate vine, and I don't care what I do, I can't kill it. It just keeps coming back, and I hate it. Here's my other peach tree. Here's my asparagus bed, which is much happier now than it was before we cleaned everything up back here. Looks like I did get a little asparagus this year, and next spring I should have tons of asparagus. As you can see, this stuff is as tall as my 4-foot fence. So here's my tomato plants again. You can see we shall have tomatoes before too long. They're turning light, which means they're going to start getting ripe pretty soon, so I have to watch so the birds and the bugs don't get them. There's a nice one right there. That one should be ready in the next day or two to pull. But I don't know if you can see, I'm standing with this phone pretty much eye level with me, and you can see these plants are at least 1.5 feet, 2 foot taller than I am. So I have the most amazing tomato plants. And there's some more tomatoes. These have to grow a little bit still. This is a variety called Cherokee Purple, and they're exclusively for slicing and eating. They don't do very well for canning or anything like that. They're just delicious. There's my little bucket of soapy water that I use to douse squash bugs and other things that I don't want in my garden in there when I'm out here working. So anyway, I have 2 boxes over here, that one and that one, that completely rotted away while I was away doing business for business. This one is normally for beans. I'm going to make one of these a compost bed for this year and start dumping all the chicken coop stuff in one of them and just turning it so I have compost. I do have some compost buckets over here, and they're really nice and they're handy, but they don't make very much, and even for a garden this small, which is really, it's eventually will be back to its former glory of 9 4x8 beds. It's just not anywhere near enough. Or, I'm sorry, 10 4x8 beds. I'm sorry to forget you, asparagus. But anyway, so that's what I've been doing this Sunday morning. I just thought I would update my family and let you guys see what I've been doing. At 60 years old, I can still move concrete blocks. So let's see, just right quick. I started with 85. How many do I have left? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 23 there. So I have 38 left of the 85 that I started with. So the old lady's not doing too bad. Anyway, tomatoes, hopefully in the next few days. Thankfully, my wonderful neighbors behind me traded eggs for tomatoes, so I'm not completely without fresh tomatoes this spring. Anyway, love you guys. Have a great Sunday. Bye.